Hi there, and welcome to the Cow Emporium. Come along with us today while we do chores with the most beautiful sunrise in the background. Of course, Zippy is always super excited to do chores. He's the first one out the door every day, guaranteed. The chickens are pretty happy that it's nicer now. Now that January is here, the weather has been pretty good. We're not worried so much about that -40 wind chill that we had in December, like many of you did. Now, with the replacement heifers, we just have them out in the field, and they come in every morning, and Glenn puts pails of barley into these feed bunks for them, and they're conditioned to come in and eat and have a drink while they're at it. There are a couple of cows in there. We have stake number 2, and one cow that you may have just seen there with a bit of a slight limp. She's been in with these girls for a while now. The ground is really slippery since the snow has been melting, and so everybody takes their time because they've all slipped and slid, just like me. Now Glenn's on his way to feed this one especially grumpy cow. You can tell by her body language, the twitching of her head, the stomping of her feet, and the gnashing of her teeth probably, that she's not too happy to have company, even though she's in the pamper corral. She doesn't have to walk for her chop anymore, and her grain feed is right behind her. However, she's still going to be grumpy about it. That's fine. Their cows make their way out to follow the chop wagon. Some are a little bit more excited than others, while others take their time. They too have probably fallen victim to the icy ground. I'm guessing that's why our limpy cow Glenn took 2.5 hours to chase in. I'm sure she slipped and hurt her front shoulder. Now, as chores went along, the sunlight changed. It was still beautiful to watch. The first bale we're feeding today is a barley straw bale that we had remaining from the previous year. And we make the mile-long trek down to where we start the water for the cows and roll out their bale. The bales have been so frozen because of the freeze and the thaw, and the snow and the freeze and the thaw, that Glenn has just taken to using an axe to cut the strings on them. Because otherwise you just fight with that knife the whole time. This is an example of how the strings freeze to the bales. Imagine fighting with bales like this every single day for your entire winter of feeding. That's what happens when we have these snows and thaws and freezes. But we are thankful to have the Chinooks here in Alberta, where the temperature will warm up to above freezing during the daytime. Though it comes with the wind, that's the price. It wasn't windy enough today to worry about these straw bales blowing around too much, and that was the first one we rolled out. The cows will come down and they'll have some barley straw, and then they'll saunter over for a drink of water. And there they are. After finishing their chop, they're on their way down. This is bale number 2. This is the rye straw bale. These are the straw bales that we bought in this year. They have that netting wrap on them. So Glenn just used his knife to cut that netting wrap, and on this bale, it just kind of popped right off. Of course, you gotta move the bale a little bit to get to the rest of the wrap, but then it's no problem to pick it up. It just came out this time. So we roll out the rye straw bale near to where the barley straw bale was, and eventually the cows will clean it up. It's not their favorite bale.
How many more days of feeding left, Glenn?
140 something more days of feeding.
Oh, and how'd it go when you counted the bales the other day? When are you going to start feeding hay?
We'll start middle of February.
Awesome. When do we start calving?
Middle of February.
Thanks for watching, everybody. The cows are going to be sauntering their way down here for some water and some straw. Enjoy watching them and that beautiful sky. And take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.